Welcome to Theme Weavers, your weekly wisdom for weaving yoga themes into your classes to inspire your students. We're your hosts, Heidi
and Farron. Welcome, Theme Weavers. We're going to explore the sound of Aum and Sound Meditation.
Aum.
Aum. Yes. If you aren't familiar with the power of oming or why we use the sound as part of our yoga practice, or you want to learn about how to weave these teachings through your class, then listen up. In case this is your first episode you're listening to, please check out episode 2 of Theme Weavers podcast for details and background on the structure of how and why to weave themes through your yoga classes. If you choose to use today's teaching on Aum as our theme while using the gift of our inspo sheet, please find a way to turn our voices into yours to make this theme authentic to you.
All right, Farron, let's jump in. I love that we made Aum a verb because we can make Aum into oming. That got me excited. Okay, so let's jump right into our Dharma talks. Before we start our physical practice today, let's take a moment to explore the power of sound meditation, particularly the sacred syllable and sound of Aum. In the yogic tradition, the chanting of Aum holds profound significance. It's believed to be the primordial sound, the vibration from which the universe emanates, the sound of everything. In the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, Om is even mentioned as well in a few different sutras. So in Sutra 1.27, it said that the sound vibration that resonates when consciousness is complete and not fragmented is Om. So that's like big. Om is the complete sound of all things. Sutra 1.28 says that by constantly repeating Om and feeling its meaning, we gain an experience of our own true nature, which is spirit. And then Sutra 1.20 says, from this practice of repeating Om, all obstacles created by the activity of the mind disappear, and one is inspired with an awareness of our true nature, which is spirit. Okay, so chanting Om clearly serves as this potent gateway to connect with our inner selves and the universal consciousness. It is a practice that transcends religious and cultural boundaries, which I absolutely love, and invites us to tap into the eternal wisdom that resides within each of us. I dug a little deeper into my Yoga Sutras of Patanjali book, and in it there was a great explanation. This is the one with like the blue cover. It's let's see, Sri Swami Satchitananda, that one. And it said that there are hundreds and thousands of names for God, but that none of them convey the exact idea of God. God is, was, and always will be without a beginning or an end, infinite and omnipresent. And that is where the sound Om comes in. Really quickly, it also talked about, like, if you didn't speak English and I said apple, that would be meaningless. You wouldn't have any idea of what an apple is, what an apple looks like. Like, you have no concept, whatever. I'm just saying, like, APPLE. It means nothing to you because you don't speak the language. And there's like a bazillion names for this idea of God or universal consciousness or energy, whatever it is, this omnipresent thing. There's a million words, but nobody knows what it sounds like, what it looks like, what that really is, or anything like that. And that's where the sutras say that the sound Om comes in. It gives us a vibration and something that represents everything, which is hard because our minds don't really even know what that is or what it looks like, right? That's a little difficult. But anyway.
Yeah, so it's like you can't describe it, but you have to instead feel it by chanting Om and feeling that vibration within you, and then that's what it is. It's like beyond comprehension or words.
Yes, which is very confusing because I think a lot of people, I just said there's no like religious or cultural connection to this, but like you hear the word God and immediately my brain goes to religion. Does yours?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of interesting because it starts to, the intention is to break down those barriers and labels, but at the same time, our minds give it that construct. It's kind of unique and interesting in that way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's like break it down a little bit. So the sound itself can be split into 3 sounds, syllables, letters, whatever you want to call them. There's the the A, the U, and the M, if you will. But in the Upanishads, it actually says that Om is divided up into 4 stages: the A, the U, the M, and what is called Anahata. Do you know what that is? Do you remember that word?
Heart?
Yeah, I think so, right? Anahata chakra, or one that is beyond verbal pronunciation, which I have always been taught means silence. Have you been taught the same thing? Like that fourth part of it is the silence that resonates afterward?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Good. So we're on the same page. So going a bit deeper, A is the beginning of all sounds. Like every single language and alphabet begins with the letter A or an ah sound. And that's pronounced by simply opening up your mouth and making a sound from the back of your throat. Try it with me. Ah. Good. Do you also think of a throat culture? Because I do.
Because you guys have strep throat a lot.
Listen, I got no tonsils anymore. They've been removed. The adenoids threw them in medical waste somewhere also. My kids, they got my genetics. I don't know what to say. Must be my Jewish genetics. We have like an ENT's dream or something. I don't know. Okay, so then the sound starts to come forward between the tongue and your palate up to the lips with the O sound. So do it. O.
Oh.
So try like the ah, and feel how the sound shifts. Try it.
Oh.
Oh, look at you, just created tone too. That's cute.
That was an accident. That's just how I normally ohm. So it was like
We're going to
natural.
have to chat about that in a second. So then we close the lips to produce the sound. So we have the Do it with me. Mm-hmm. So all together we have You too?
It always goes up. It has to go
I
up.
also do the shift, the third triad jump up, but we'll talk about that. Okay, so the creation is the preservation is o, and the culmination is thus taking you through the entire process of sounds and all other sounds that are contained in it. But even after that verbal sound ends, there's still a vibration. That is the unspoken, or the anahata, that sound which is always in you, even before saying the A and after finishing the M. There's always a sound vibration in you that can never be destroyed. And you can always listen to that sound if you remain quiet. So for me, though, all of that's really cool to know. But chanting Om or Aum is deeper for me. I love research, and research has shown that chanting Om can stimulate the vagus nerve, which is part of the parasympathetic nervous system, which we talked about in last week's episode. And
the week before that.
It was the week before that?
No, I said and the week before that. We've been talking about this like all season.
I guess like we're in that nervous system frame of mind or something. But so chanting Om stimulates the vagus nerve, which we know or now know is part of our parasympathetic nervous system that rest and digest, parachute back down. And that promotes relaxation and reduces stress. So the vagus nerve is connected to the vocal cords, the muscles at the back of the throat, and our inner ear. The vibrations then that we create from the chanting of the sound Om can stimulate the vagus nerve, which then sends out neurotransmitters and electrical signals that can reduce activity to the amygdala, which is associated with the fight, flight, freeze response. So the sympathetic nervous system. This then leads to a feeling of relaxation and ease in the body's flexor muscles. It serves as a reminder to slow down, to breathe, and to anchor ourselves in the present moment. Okay, I just threw like a lot of science at you in this part of the Dharma talk. Are you with me, or do you need me to go over it again?
I lost you at amygdala.
Okay, you lost me at amygdala. So in our brains, there is a nerve called the vagus nerve that runs throughout our body, but starts at like, it's at like the back of the ears, throughout all that area, vocal cords. Mm-hmm. In our brains, there's a part of the brain called the amygdala. And one of the things that the amygdala does is lets us know like when our sympathetic nervous system has to go. Time to run, we're being chased by that saber-toothed tiger. Right? So the amygdala says, run. It says, you're in danger, you're in threat, go. But one of the things that can help us reduce activity in the amygdala is when the vagus nerve that runs down the back of the throat, into the ears, all that stuff, gets stimulated. It sends out neurotransmitters or different like electrical little electrical stimulations that start to let the amygdala know, whoa, chill, dude, we're not under threat. Like, you're safe. You can relax. We're okay. There's no saber-toothed tiger chasing us. We can be okay.
Got it.
You can relax. So by
Okay.
chanting and creating that vibration, it vibrates our vagus nerve, which then sends signals to the amygdala that you can relax. It's okay. You can ease down, let your body chill. You can slow down. We can breathe. We're in the moment. We're okay.
So it calms us down.
That's a nice way of saying it.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly. Great. So I love a good Om to start and end my practice. I usually end my practice with an Om. I don't always start it with it because I've already talked too much at the beginning with these long Dharma talks, but whatever.
That's actually what I was just going to ask about is like, should we be starting the practice then with Om to like calm you down in preparation for class?
Yeah.
Because I always do it at the end as well, but now I'm like rethinking that.
You should bookend it. Like in reality,
Okay.
So when I used to practice Baptiste power yoga, we always started every practice with 3 Oms and ended every practice with 3 Oms. It was really lovely. And I know this, and I know the benefits. And yet, to be honest, sometimes I, and other people maybe, can feel really self-conscious or skeptical about the efficacy of using an Om, or I just like feel plain out embarrassed about making a sound that other people aren't familiar with, especially when I know they came to class to like sweat and work out. And then I'm standing in the front of the room and I'm like, we're going to start with 3 Oms, everybody. Take a breath in and join me. Aum. And I'm sitting there like sweating profusely because I'm so worried that people think I'm a kookaburra and like just judging me. And I get in my head and yada, yada, yada.
Did you say kookaburra?
I totally did. And now like 5th grade song, I'm like, kookaburra sits in the ogham tree, Mary, Mary, king of the bushes, he laugh, kookaburra gay, your life must be. Did you ever sing that?
I don't think so. It must be an East Coast thing.
And now I'm worried about embarrassing myself with the sound Om, of which you do know. Anyway, as teachers, I think that we can get a little in our head and worry about what other people think about us or the sounds that we make or why. So even though I know it's good for me, even though I know it's good for other people in the room and has like actual scientific benefits beyond just the spiritual benefits, I still talk myself out of it sometimes. And I'm like, I'm about to say it, and then I'll be like, let's end with an exhale. I'll be about to say we're going to end with Om, and then it comes out exhale. Like,
you like chicken out right at the last second.
I do. I get like a little trigger shy. I do. I don't, even though I know this, it's so.
Did you say trickle shy?
Trigger.
Oh.
Trigger. Like pull the trigger on the Om.
I thought you said trickle, and it made me think of like people who can't pee when people are around them and they're like listening and they can't pee.
Oh.
They're trickle shy.
All right. Well, everybody, I said trigger. All right. Well, if you're willing to face that potential discomfort of saying Om and bringing that into your teaching, the rewards of embracing sound meditation, particularly chanting Om or other sounds, are really powerful. So by tuning into the vibrations of the sacred sounds, we can experience profound shifts in our consciousness. We can access states of deep relaxation, clarity, and inner peace, reawakening to the beauty and interconnectedness of all existence, right? Or like if you just want to be a little bit more practical, like you can chill out. Like doing this helps you chill out and still your mind, because like with any chanting, your mind then connects to what it is that you're thinking versus all the other things.
Mm-hmm.
So as we move through our practice today, back to the Dharma talk, I encourage you to explore the power of sound within your own being. We'll start our movement practice with 3 Oms and then end it that way as well, giving you the opportunity to notice how the vibrations of Om resonate within you, harmonizing your body, mind, and spirit. We'll also take a seated meditation in the middle of our movement practice today. What? To have a sea, I know, it's brave. To have a sea of Oms where we bathe ourselves in the sound and vibration all around us. And then we notice how we feel, perhaps coming up against some discomfort, but being willing to try it anyway. So when I get to that point, I'll let you know, but we'll all take a breath in And then in the exhalation, you create the sound, the Aum. And when the M runs out and you're done and the vibration is finished and you take your next inhalation, you start again and again. Don't worry if you're like in tune or aligned with the person near you or next to you. We'll just create this enveloping sound until it's done, and you'll just know when we're done, and then we feel. So that would be how I would teach an Aum and theme the class around it. What do you think?
That's really cool. I'm like trying to picture myself teaching this class, like what setting it would be in. I don't think we could do it in like the middle of hot power yoga.
Why not?
Maybe.
What if you did it with movement? So rather than like a seated meditation in the middle, you're doing like you're in a goddess pose and you lift your heels when you breathe in. Om. When you run out of breath, the heels stomp down, and then you take a breath in and you do it again. So it's like this moving vibration of like sound that's happening around you and within you, but you're also creating this movement with your physical body at the same time.
Yeah. I was also thinking like, how would it feel and sound to Om in different postures?
It would be interesting with like how many points of contact with the earth that you have, and can you feel that vibration and those points and how they connect with the ground versus like just seated.
Yeah. I think I've only ever Om'd while sitting.
I almost Om'd with my class in child's pose today, and then I was like, that's weird, and so I didn't. But I was thinking, like, how cool would that be if you heard like the resonance of your own sound in your own little like cave with your face close to the ground?
Yeah.
But because I've never actually Om'd in a child's pose, I was like, now is not the time to try it out. I should try it in my own practice first.
Yeah. That's so interesting. I've never thought about doing it any other way.
I like it.
I like it too. I did want to share how I teach Om, like so that I don't chicken out for one, and so that people feel more comfortable, especially if they're like new to yoga or new to my studio, or not my studio, but where I teach, or new to my class, and they're maybe like intimidated or like they don't really know what yoga is, and they're just like, oh, what? Like we're oming? Like this is weird. So to get over that, I teach it in 3 parts, like the different sounds.
Like I just did with you at the beginning.
Yeah, but I don't tell them like, oh, we're going to Om. Let me teach you how to Om. I'm just like, cool, we're going to take an inhale. And when we exhale, say, like
you're getting
like a sigh.
Oh, like a sigh.
And then they'll do it. Yeah, like a sigh. And then it's And then I'm like, okay, the next time you're going to say, oh, like, oh, I understand. And then we do that. And then the last one I say, take your inhale. And then as we exhale, say, like something's yummy. And so we do all that. And I'm like, cool, I just taught you how to Om. The next time you're going to put all those sounds together. And then when you're out of breath at the end of your M sound, your yummy sound, let it just be silent.
When do you do that? At the beginning or the end?
At the end.
So like they've come out of Shavasana, they're like seated on their mat, and then like usually you're just doing your ending thing, palms together or whatever.
Yeah, because we normally do like 3 breaths. I usually don't end in Om, but sometimes I do. And when I feel like I want to that day, then that's how I teach it. Like instead of our 3 breaths, we're doing 3 breaths with different sounds at the end. And then we do a 4th breath, like a bonus breath, and that's the Om.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
The bonus breath.
Yeah. I think it makes people feel more comfortable with it.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, it's nice when you have a community too that's used to you and they're like always in your classes and it's the same people. It makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, we have community classes too on our schedule where there's a lot of people who like are not regulars and they just come in because it's like the cheaper class.
Oh,
it's like the $10 drop-in class. So we have a lot of newbies and I tend to do it in that class to just like expose them to it, like something beyond.
Oh, that's interesting. We don't have those classes. I love that though.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
All right, so you gave us this awesome Dharma talk. We've talked about how we guide people into Oms, but now let's get into the actual class where we try to find a phrase to say over and over again, dropping the hammer at different points to help the students come back to the idea of Om and sound and vibration as they move through their bodies. Some options are with each exhale, can you use your mind to feel as if it is speaking the sound of Om and notice the effects of the mind bringing that energy in? You love those questions.
I do love questions.
As you move through each posture, let your breath become a sacred mantra, a rhythm that connects you to the eternal pulse of the universe. Or you can say, feel the vibrations of Om resonate within your body after you chant the Om. Or you can say, with each inhale, draw in the universal energy of Om. And with each exhale, release any tension or resistance, surrendering to the flow of divine grace. Or, as we journey through our practice, remember that the sound of Om is not just a syllable, it's a mantra to keep our mind steady with all that is.
Yeah, I think have you ever, okay, leaving Om for like a hot second, but I'm coming back to Om. Have you ever done Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing, without using your hands, but just imagining you're inhaling through the right nostril and exhaling through the left, inhaling through the left, exhaling through the right?
Yeah, I've tried it. I don't think it was very effective. I don't think I'm good at visualizing that.
Oh my God, I love it. I can like actually feel it. It's crazy. But I was just thinking, like, maybe even when you're not oming throughout class, you could mentally have your students om and see if they can still feel that like vibration that they're creating through it, even though it's in their mind. Like, I wonder if that would be, which is basically just chanting a mantra in your head, but like, I wonder if that's meaningful.
Like, you wonder if that's as effective, like stimulating the vagus nerve.
I mean, it's probably not because you're not actually vibrating, but it could still be regulating.
Yeah. It gives them like a point of focus.
Yeah.
In their heads. Yeah.
I kind of like that.
All right. Any more thematic 3-line phrases to add?
Well, the only other thing would be is if you do that idea that we were chatting about of like trying to om in different positions throughout the class. So
yeah.
It's not even like a thematic through line. It's just that take a breath in. On the exhale, we're going to take 3 ohms together in this space and see how you can notice the relationship change to the vibration in your body.
Depending on like where you are in space and what form your body's taking. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I like it. But why 3? Why not just 1?
Well, I tend to think that on the first Om, everybody holds themselves back and they don't really join in. On the second Om, people join in, but they're quieter and still a little bit reserved. And then when they're like, oh, more people are doing it, and then by the third Om, everybody lets themselves loose and let go of their boundaries. That's just like what I feel like happens when I'm in a space.
Oh, okay.
I mean, maybe
I thought we were like going back.
Maybe there's a real reason. I don't think there is, though.
Okay. Remember last episode we talked about like triads?
The one that you couldn't think about the word for a triad?
Yeah.
You thought it was a threesome? Yeah, I will not forget that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm like wondering now if there's a reason for the 3 ohms. Like there's 3 sounds in Om, and then like do we do 3 ohms as like part of tradition, and like why? Because there's 3 doshas, there's 3 gunas.
108 times.
You're supposed to say Om 108 times?
That's what I just read.
Like, that's like the mala beads, right? There's 108 mala beads and you're supposed to do the mantra 108 times?
Yeah, it says that 108 times is believed to help align our energy with the universe's vibrations, leading to increased concentration, calmness, and a sense of peace, not just within us, but also around us. That's a lot of times.
That's a lot of times. That would be like oming the whole class.
I think I'd lose my throat. Not my throat. I'd have soft throat still. I'd lose my voice. It would just fall off of my body.
I wonder what that would be like.
You want to try it one day?
Like every exhale is an Om. Do you think you'd pass out?
No. Because every time you talk, it's an exhalation anyway. And I talk way more than 108 words in a day.
You're right.
I mean, maybe if you like hold your breath like crazy, like if your your M is like 3 minutes long each time, like then you might get a little lightheaded.
And then you don't take in like a sufficient inhale.
Yeah, because you're so worried about forgetting your number, so you quickly go to the next one.
I kind of want to own a whole class. Maybe that's like a special workshop that we do or something.
108. Oh my God, could you imagine if you did 108 sun salutations followed by 108 ohms?
I'd be very tired.
New Year's Day.
How long would that take?
I don't know. I've never done 108 sun salutations in a row either.
I think a sun salutation takes like 2 minutes.
I guess it depends how fast you breathe.
True.
Mine's probably long.
Let's say that it was 2 minutes. That's 216 minutes. How many hours is that?
525,600 minutes. I don't know.
It's almost 4 hours. 4 hours of sun salutations and oming. I would pass out.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I also, when people do 108 sun salutations, do they do 108 chaturanga?
Yeah.
No, that's so, I can't. My like shoulders and my wrists literally, I think I would need surgery.
It would be like an ultra marathon of chaturangas.
This just sounds silly. Why? Although when you run marathons, I also think it sounds silly. So I might be Rajasic in some ways, but apparently when it comes to efforting for that long, I'm very Tamasic. Maybe I'm just very balanced. I'm just sattvic all around.
I guess it is. I don't know.
All right. Well, anything else we should hit on with oming? I think that that's just the focus. And I mean, I kind of liked the idea of you're making them work really hard and then you make them sit down in the middle of class and do an om and see what comes up for them.
That would be interesting. I think I'm going to try it.
Will you?
I will. I teach power tomorrow.
Are you going to do it tomorrow?
Yeah.
You're just going to do it. You're just like, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah. Of course.
I cannot wait to hear how this goes.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited for you. Are you going to om at the beginning of class too?
Yeah. I'll have to teach it that way. I'll teach this class. I'll read your Dharma talk. I'll teach the om. I'll do the om right in the middle of class. We'll do the oms at the end of class.
I feel like I just inspired you.
Yeah. That's what these episodes are all about. I hope our teachers are inspired like that too, where they can just literally be like, I'm going to go teach this. That's the point, Heidi.
I sometimes forget. I'm just so in the moment that I forget the point. I love that. I can't wait. I'm so excited to talk to you tomorrow after your class.
Well, cool. Me too. All right, yoga teachers, if this conversation inspired you to teach a class on the sacred sound of Om like it did for me, then please download our pretty inspo sheet found at themoversyoga.com/episode 29, where we list out all these inspirational ideas so you can take your Om class to the next level.
Wait, did you just say you can take your Om class to the next level?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Your Om class.
Oh, I love that. I love that. That was so good.
All right, but Heidi, after they have all this inspiration, how do they conclude their class?
You mean their Om class?
Their own class.
All right, so this is how I would conclude it. I invite you to carry the resonance, the sound, the feeling of Om with you, allowing its healing vibrations to reverberate through your being. Whether it's through chanting, listening to sacred sounds, or simply being present with the symphony of life, may you continue to journey inward and awaken to the infinite potential that lies within. Can I just tell you really quickly that I did a private yoga session, I don't think we've talked about it on here, with one of my students who is a singer. I'm also a singer. Clearly, you've heard me sing about Kookaburra on here. It's very skillful. And she and I did a Yoga for Singers private session, and we did singing while we did sun salutations and heard like where you need to have the most diaphragmatic support for your voice to be able to resonate, to be as resonant as it can be. It was really cool. It was a very cool experience.
That sounds so cool. What did you sing though?
Well, she brought, at first we just did scales, but she brought one of her pieces for one of the shows that she was going to be in, and it was in Latin, and we used that.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
I know. I'm very cool. All right. All right. So go to our website, please. Pretty please. themeweversyoga.com episode 29. The link's down below in the show notes. And request the inspo sheet for the sound of Aum to help you bring this theme alive in your own voice, your Oming voice, in your Aum practice and teaching. And please reach out to us on Facebook, Insta, all the things, email, wherever, in person, if you show up at our studio for a class, and let us know how this lands. We're here to support you, fellow yoga teacher, in your class preparation and delivery. So let us know how we can be the most support. Tune in next week for another episode of Theme Weavers, where we will help you feel prepared to go on and inspire your students in your next class. If you're unsure on the structure of how to weave your theme throughout the class, please go back and listen to episode 2, so that way we can help you. And until next time,
we weave you in peace.
Oh.